Good evening and welcome to W&J at Alexandra Stadium for a matchup between the Carnegie Mellon Tartans and your W&J Presidents. Let's meet today's starting lineups for Carnegie Mellon. In goal for the Tartans, number 0, Liam Ryan. Number 6, William Rabin. Number 9, Ethan Vertal. Number 13, Julian Code. Number 14, Diedrich Schallman. Number 15, Eli Campine. Number 16, Brendan Flynn. Number 20, Alejandro Fernandez. Number 24, Justin Fung. Number 26, Dominic Hoare-Willier. Number 27, Nicholas Caracas. The head coach for Carnegie Mellon is Brandon Bowman. Brandon Bowman is assisted by Ross Macklin and Steve Rarick. And now, the starting lineup for your W&J Presidents. A freshman from Coatesville, PA, number 6, Justin Parker Wyatt. A junior from Bowie, Maryland, number 7, Antonio Romero. A senior from Stamford, Connecticut, number 10, McKinley Joseph. A sophomore from Elizabeth, PA, number 12, Ethan Bowser. A junior from McAllister, PA, number 17, Gannon Ryan. A senior from Honolulu, Hawaii, number 19, Jacob Lee. A freshman from Allison Park, PA, number 21, Mason Metzler. A freshman from Risetown, Maryland, number 23, Jimmy Goggle. A sophomore from Mars, PA, number 27, Nathan Lamongo. A freshman from Doylestown, PA, number 30, Cole Young. And in goal for your Presidents, a junior from Westminster, Maryland, number 0, Charlie Boldosser. The Presidents are led by head coach Ian McDonald, and Ian McDonald is assisted by Pat Rogers. Ladies and gentlemen, would you now remove your caps and rock to the playing of our national anthem?
Welcome one and all to Alexandra Stadium for the second game of this men's-women's doubleheader. It's a beautiful night in Washington, Pennsylvania. 64 degrees at game time. The sun is almost all the way down as your W&J Presidents prepare to take on the Carnegie Mellon Tartans. CMU enters the game with a record of 3-1-0. W&J enters play with 1 win, 1 loss, and a tie. W&J looking to recover after the 2-0 defeat from Mount Union. W&J's women's team took down Mount Union 1-0 just a bit ago. W&J so far has tied Hot Marietta in a scoreless game. Hiram was defeated by W&J 3-2, and the aforementioned game against Mount Union didn't quite go the President's way. The starting lineup for your Presidents: Charlie Boldosser, 00, is in the net. The defense is Antonio Romero, Jacob Lee, Mason Metzler, and Cole Young. The midfield is led by Ethan Bowser, McKinley Joseph, Gannon Ryan, and Jimmy Gogol. And your two forwards today are Nathan Lamago and Justin Parker Wyatt. W&J begins the game with possession, and it goes all the way back to Boldosser, who tries to get it upfield. Bowser gets possession of the ball. Taken away by Julian Coyd for Carnegie Mellon. Brendan Flynn drops it back to Coyd. It is dropped all the way back to the defender, Eli Campine. The starting lineup for Carnegie Mellon: keeper, number 0, Liam Ryan. William Rabin is a midfielder. Ethan Vertal, forward. At midfield, Julian Coyd. At defense, Diederik Schlingerman. Also on the back line, Eli Campine. Another defender, Brendan Flynn. At midfield, Alejandro Fernandez. Defense, you have Justin Fung. Another midfielder, Dominic Horweiler. And rounding out the defense is Nicholas Karakis. Carnegie Mellon takes it all the way down into the W&J zone. It goes out of bounds. Boldosser will get a goal kick. Charlie Boldosser, one clean sheet to his name to this point in the 0-0 tie to open the season against Marietta. He was given the award for PAC Defensive Player of the Week after that game. W&J with the throw-in to the captain, McKinley Joseph. They lose possession. Nice play, though, from Jimmy Gogol, and possession is lost. Gogol trips, and they will call a penalty on Carnegie Mellon. This is an out-of-conference matchup between these two teams. Jacob Lee will take the free kick for the Presidents. The ball is kicked all the way down into the corner and out of bounds. The Tartans get a throw-in. Romero initially wins possession but kicks it out of bounds. The Presidents will have to retreat. Play is whistled dead. I believe it is a ball issue. They're saying the ball is not properly equipped to be in the game. CMU with possession. It's taken away. McKinley Joseph has it in the midfield. Joseph gets it over. Tartans take possession. Campine kicks it forward to Fernandez, who crosses the field. Ball is taken out in the middle of the field by William Rabone. Tartans drop it all the way back to the line. Eli Campine slows it down. He gives it up to Diedrich Schlingerman. Game of keep away for Carnegie Mellon. Now they will start to push offensively. A good run. Great ball movement from Carnegie Mellon. Try to get it down into the corner, and it is lost out of bounds. A nice ball from Justin Fung, but couldn't be controlled by Flynn. Gogol tries to win it in the midfield, but Carnegie Mellon takes it away. The cross to the middle of the field. The shot attempt from Rabone was blocked by the W&J defense. Gogol on the rush forward loses control. Slight drop back from Campine. Schlingerman gets it forward. To this point, through 4 games, as we mentioned before, Carnegie Mellon is 3-1. Their only loss came against John Carroll, where they lost 1-0, and that's actually the only goal allowed so far this season by the Carnegie Mellon defense. Jacob Lee has possession for the Presidents. Lee gets it over and out of bounds. Carnegie Mellon takes possession. Even though this is an out-of-conference matchup, these are two schools that athletically are very familiar with each other. A big rivalry in the football realm between Carnegie Mellon and W&J as they jockey for positioning in the PAC standings there. It's dropped back. Carnegie Mellon keeps possession. Campine slows it down. Gets it upfield. That's Fernandez. CMU contends for a handball to be called against Lamago, but no call. Looked like a Carnegie Mellon player had grabbed the arm of Ethan Bowser. No call there either. Ball goes out of bounds off of a President, and the Tartans will have a corner kick. A sea of white and red in the box. Tartan gets a head on it, but Boldosser comes out and makes a nice play on the ball. Boldosser, a nice throw forward. Cole Young tries to pop one up past the defense. Jimmy Gogol is up there in the corner, but he's in no man's land as no other Presidents were up there with him. Ethan Bowser puts some nice pressure on the ball, but CMU keeps possession. Bowser, a key playmaker for the Presidents, leads the team with two assists. President's offense has been shut out twice so far this season. There are only 3 goals coming against Hiram. The 3 goals in that game were scored by Justin Parker Wyatt, Nolan Augustoni, and Jimmy Gogol. Augustoni is currently out with it, nursing an injury. Carnegie Mellon takes possession all the way down in W&J's zone. They get it towards the box. Nice play by Jacob Lee to step in front of that shot. Ethan Bowser fights for possession. Nice play and gets it forward, but it can't get it past the CMU defense. McKinley Joseph has trouble with possession of the ball. The Presidents blast it forward. And nothing there as CMU clears it out of bounds. The big problem for the W&J offense is that through 3 games, they only have 7 shots on goal as opposed to 21 from the opposing teams. That's 3 times as many, and they're going to look to even that out a little bit today. Caracas kicks it into no man's land as W&J's defense will take their time to take it up. Young passes it. McKinley Joseph has possession. Romero over to Lamago. That will be out of bounds off the foot of freshman Jimmy Gogol. Gogol has impressed to this point in his first few collegiate starts, playing a very aggressive brand of soccer. And that will go off the foot of a Tartan. Nice defensive play from Jacob Lee. And Charlie Boldosser will have a goal kick. Carnegie Mellon has possession. They try to flip one over. Nice defensive play from Young. The ball ends up out of bounds off of the foot of Ethan Bowser. Weiler takes the ball all the way upfield, gets past Lamago, a nice sauce pass over towards the side. Carnegie Mellon's ball movement up to this point has been very precise. Jacob Lee, though, clears. And W&J takes it deep into their zone. Jimmy Gogol rips a shot just wide of the net by a few feet. And the Tartans avoid a goal-scoring opportunity there from W&J. Like the intensity from Jimmy Gogol, that's one thing that many people have noticed in his time in these games. Justin Parker Wyatt also up front has done a great job of creating offense. Cole Young has possession. He gets it forward toward Lamago, but Lamago couldn't quite get to it. Tartans take possession. Carnegie Mellon has shown they are willing to let plays develop and take their time. A great pass downfield. Carnegie Mellon has an opportunity in the box of W&J. A flick over to Alejandro Fernandez, who rips one way over the net. Once again, great ball movement for the Tartans. For anyone just now tuning in, scoreless tie. Here 31 and a half minutes remain in this first half of play between the Presidents and the Carnegie Mellon Tartans. Bone drops one into the corner. That's Vertal. They drop it all the way back to Eli Campine. McKinley Joseph pressures him. Force the pass. Ethan Bowser pressures that pass. Jimmy Gogol will pressure. Campine gets one into the box. Rabone tripped. No call from the referee. Bulldozer has possession. He will let his offense move upfield. They drop it back to Bulldozer. A header from Romero goes upfield, but Carnegie Mellon retains possession. Good communication from the Tartans offense. Boyd, his pass inside, it bounces around. Rabone shoots, and it is saved by Charlie Bulldozer. Nice play from the W&J keeper. Bulldozer has been a rocking the net for the Presidents to this point. Kick from Carnegie Mellon is kept in by Gogol. Gogol trips and falls. Joseph loses possession, but Bowser regains possession for the Presidents. The flick over the head of the Carnegie Mellon defense. Kick goes over to Parker Wyatt. Lamago gets it back to Wyatt. Jacob Lee gets it upfield. A nice pass from Bowser. Gets intercepted by the Carnegie Mellon defense. Tartans move it around along their defensive back line. Carnegie Mellon seems to like to run the offense through their center backs. So far, nothing fruitful has come of it, but they have had some opportunities. Flynn takes it up to Rabone, who gives it away to Nicholas Caracas, who drops it all the way back to Fernandez, who puts it into the corner. Quick ball movement from Carnegie Mellon. W&J trying to clear, and they have not been able to. Carnegie Mellon keeps possession. Rabone, one tap, rips a shot high and wide of the net. Bulldozer trying to guide his defenders. And the keeper will take a goal kick. Jacob Lee, the captain out of Honolulu, Hawaii, gets it upfield and out of bounds. Carnegie Mellon moves quickly, gets the ball in play. Passed around the back line. They drop it all the way back to the keeper, Liam Ryan. Ryan will take his time, direct traffic. With the ball movement from the center backs of the Carnegie Mellon defense, they are really trying to stress out the entire W&J team and force them to move around. The pass forward towards McKinley Joseph is cleared away by Carnegie Mellon. Rabone has possession. And it goes past Nicholas Caracas. And they will be called for the infraction as W&J will get a free kick. Or will be thrown, out of bounds. Goes off the head of a Carnegie Mellon player directly into the head of Jimmy Gogol. Carnegie Mellon takes possession and drops it all the way back to their keeper, Liam Ryan. McKinley Joseph putting pressure on Campine. They drop it back to Ryan again. The only scoring threat so far for W&J was the rush by Jimmy Gogol and the shot that went wide of the net. No shots on goal yet for the Presidents. Lee fights for it in the middle of the field but loses it out to Caracas, and the ball is kicked with a little too much sauce on it. Boldosser will grab it and keep it in bounds. Bowser hits the ground. No call there. Looks like they're going to call for incidental contact. Bowser hits the ground again, and they will be called for a penalty. Bowser was tripped by a Carnegie Mellon defender as he hit the ground twice there in a matter of about 5 seconds. Bowser kicks it quickly to Lamago. Lamago lets his guys get in position, drops it into the corner to Justin Parker Wyatt. Here drops it back to Lamago. Lamago tries to get one into deep into Carnegie Mellon's territory. The kick from Young goes a little too far, and that will put an end to the W&J rush. Almost halfway through the first half here, little offensive action. That was the story of the game in the women's game prior to this, up until about 20 minutes remaining, or 15 minutes remaining in the game. W&J found the back of the net and won it 1-0. Carnegie Mellon on the rush. They have an opportunity. Good move, but the pass goes wide of the target. W&J takes possession. Jimmy Gogol gets possession, tries to cross it to Justin Parker Wyatt, but not enough juice on it. Carnegie Mellon settles it, and a nice play from Gogol. Bowser puts a little too much on his pass, and Carnegie Mellon takes back possession. The cross down the near sideline is corralled, and kicked back to Boldosser as Boldosser clears it. McKinley Joseph settles it in the midfield. He crosses to Ethan Bowser. Bowser will tap pass to Ramirez. Ramirez, following cross, gets taken away by Carnegie Mellon. Fernandez takes it into W&J's zone. W&J clears it out of bounds. That will be a corner kick for the Tartans. Substitutions now for Carnegie Mellon. Justin Fung will exit the game. Caracas also exits the game. Fung stays in the game, excuse me. Corner kick for Carnegie Mellon. Tartans kick it into W&J's zone, and it bounces around. No possession yet. Lamago.
Let's go, boys! Come on, White!
And the ball will be out of bounds. That will be a throw-in for the Presidents. Lamago will take the throw-in. Romero flashes, and he'll back off. Carnegie Mellon settles with possession. An attempted pass gets taken away by Antonio Romero.
Come on, White!
But Carnegie Mellon reestablishes possession. Cross over to Dominic Horweller. Jacob Lee goes up and tries to win the header, and he will. The kick forward, Ethan Bowser. Bowser tries to get it forward to Gogol. Ball gets back to the foot of Bowser. Gogol down into the corner. And Carnegie Mellon will kick it out of bounds for a throw-in for the Presidents. They will take their time and get their men into position. The throw will be attempted, cleared out. Bowser rips a shot towards the net, but over. And there is a W&J player on the ground. I believe it is Antonio Romero. And we will take a short break. To Antonio Romero. Romero is a key cog of this W&J defensive back line, and we will hope that he is okay. In the second game of the season against Hiram, Jay Sama went down with an injury. He's a starting defensive player for W&J. So they are without two of their starters from the beginning of the season. Carnegie Mellon has possession. Cole Young tries to jockey for possession there. It goes out of bounds off of Tartan. throw-in was intended for Bowser, but taken away by Carnegie Mellon. The pass downfield after a couple hits off of W&J players. Attempted shot is blocked by the W&J defense. Good pass through, but he is offside. They will be called for the offside. That was Vertal. Boldosser takes the free kick. Into the game for Romero after the injury is Kevin Mongi, the freshman out of Silver Spring, Maryland. Jacob Lee takes it upfield. Metzler, his pass is tipped out of bounds by a Tartan defender. Gogol fights for position, but Carnegie Mellon takes the ball away. Pass to the keeper, Ryan, is blasted out by Ryan. Little offense to this point, but a couple opportunities for each team. W&J had the attempted shot from Gogol and the shot from Bowser a few minutes ago. Neither one were on net. Pass through for Carnegie Mellon. Flynn kicks it up. Metzler will clear it out. That will go all the way to the keeper, Liam Ryan. And he rolls it to his teammate, Eli Campine. Right back to him. He will dribble up towards midfield. Gives it to his outside back, Brendan Flynn. That ball goes out of bounds in Carnegie Mellon possession. Dropped all the way back to Campine again. He gives it up to Brendan Schoenwetter. McKinley Joseph takes the ball at midfield. Joseph gives it up to Ethan Bowser, a sophomore out of Elizabeth Forward. He gives it up to Wyatt. Joseph takes it back. Joseph gives it to Bowser. Good ball movement here from the Presidents. He gives it to Lamaga, who gives it right back to Bowser, and they drop it back to Jacob Lee. Lee bouncing pass over to Metzler. And Metzler's pass is finally cleared by the Tartans. Young tries to get it back into Carnegie Mellon territory. And Bowser just missed it. And Carnegie Mellon will now make a push. Shishkovsky has the ball.
Good help, good help.
Close to offsides there. Shishkovsky in the corner off the foot of Cole Young. Throwing for CMU. Carnegie Mellon drops it back. Campine. He crosses it over to Diedrich Schlingerman. Schlingerman, the senior out of Winchester Thurston, will cross it back to Campine with some pressure there from Gogol. W&J putting some serious pressure on the CMU defense to get rid of the ball. Campine will give it back to Schoenwetter. W&J clears it into CMU zone. Kinley Joseph puts some pressure. Campine again gets it upfield. It's slowed down by Schoenwetter. $14 minutes remain in this first half. We have a scoreless tie so far to this point. Oh, a couple sloppy mistakes by each team there, back to back. Pass behind Justin Parker Wyatt ends up out of bounds after CMU just gave the ball away to W&J. Carnegie Mellon throw in.
Come on, White.
Substitution for Carnegie Mellon. William Rabone comes out. Chris Lee is in the game. Gogol has the ball. And no call there after the contact as Gogol hit the ground. The pass gets all the way through to Sean Wetter, who has it deep in the corner. He takes it in more into the box. McKinley Joseph blocks the shot. Oh, and Gannon Ryan trips. Nice clear out by the defense there. Gogol, good fancy footwork, but he loses possession. Carnegie Mellon has 3 shots on goal compared to W&J's 0. 8 shots total for the Tartans compared to just 2 for the Presidents. I mentioned before about that big discrepancy in shots against and shots for W&J. That has only increased to this point. They're under 12 minutes to go in the first half. Carnegie Mellon possesses it in their own territory. I don't have an official stat on it, but Carnegie Mellon certainly winning the time of possession battle. But W&J takes the ball and is trying to push forward, but Carnegie Mellon takes it right back off the throw-in. Lamago gets it up to Monji. It is dropped all the way back. That's Metzler. He crosses all the way over to Parker Wyatt. Young gets it up to Joseph. Joseph makes a nice move to get around the defenders, but he can't keep possession after getting squeezed by a couple Tartan defenders. Nice takeaway from Cole Young, but Carnegie Mellon tries to attack once again. Lee drops it all the way back to Boldosser. Ping pong action here between the two teams. McKinley Joseph heads it out of bounds. There will be a substitution. McKinley Joseph exits the game. Christian Jumo will enter. And for Carnegie Mellon, they will bring in their own substitution. Ball is dropped all the way back to the Carnegie Mellon center back line. They drop it again. That's Campine with possession. Monji gives it up to Bowser, who drops it back to Metzler. Jacob Lee tries to put out the fire and try to clear it, but CMU gains possession right back. Good pass through the defense. That's Chris Lee. He passes it over. And the attempted cross into the middle of the zone was Sean Wetter. Gets kicked out of bounds, but Carnegie Mellon will get a corner kick.
Come on, White, get a body.
The keeper, Liam Ryan, trying to encourage his team. Kick gets into the box. They get a head on it, but Jacob Lee finds the ball on his foot. Ball bouncing around near the box. And Carnegie Mellon will give it up to W&J for the time being. Monji gets a head on it. Parker Wyatt wins the possession, and the ball is called out of bounds just by a fraction of a centimeter.
Good try, boys. Good try.
CMU crosses near their own goal. Ball movement along the back line. So far to this point, it's been a great defensive effort for both teams. Wamago tries to get it up to Wyatt, but it's taken away by CMU. CMU to this point is just really not allowing President's offense to possess the ball for long periods of time. Without that quick ball movement, it's hard to get a lot of true goal scoring opportunities. The long pass downfield is taken by CMU.
Come on.
Ball is crossed into the zone. Bulldozer gets his hand on it. CMU wins back possession in the box. Monji fights for it. Jumo pressures his man at midfield, and it's taken away by Parker Wyatt for the time being, but won immediately back by the Tartans.
Watch the switch.
Down the line, a nice run by Fernandez of Carnegie Mellon, but it goes out of bounds. The pass, a little too much pepper on it.
Go away.
Ball is out of bounds. Presidents take possession. Under 6 minutes remain here in the scoreless tie in the first half. Throw up to Jumo is won by CMU. Campine will cross it to his teammate. They will drop it back to Campine. Campine bloops on over towards the midfield. Jumo gets a foot on it, goes forward to where no Presidents are. The keeper, Liam Ryan, will pick it up. And he will toss it out to his teammate. Looking to get something going here late in the first half. CMU gets one deep into W&J's corner. Good move into the middle, and that will be a goal for the Tartans. That's a great cross. And Carnegie Mellon takes the 1-0 lead with 4 minutes and 46 seconds remaining in the first half. It's only a matter of time with how long Carnegie Mellon has possessed the ball
Come on, White.
in
Let's
this
get it back,
game.
boys.
And they sneak one past the keeper, Charlie Bulldozer. Not much he can do about that one, though. It was a little bit of a two-man game. The goal was by Jake Slackman, number 8 for Carnegie Mellon. Aiden Marks into the game for W&J. pass deep downfield is out of bounds. A little over 4 minutes remain. For anyone just now tuning in, Carnegie Mellon just took a 1-0 lead. Carnegie Mellon takes possession right back. And drop it back. It's taken away by Parker Wyatt. Jumo loses possession. They drop it all the way back to Liam Ryan.
Let's go, White. Let's get one back.
Bit of a gambit for head coach Ian McDonald, as Carnegie Mellon has designed their offense around just taking their time possessing the ball in their own territory and waiting for openings downfield, and these long passes have really been effective so far. To counter that, you might have to get a little more aggressive, but
That Carnegie Mellon goal was by number 18,
on the same
Matthew
end,
Caneda.
you're giving up a little more room downfield. So a decision will have to be made by Ian McDonald if he wants to just keep his current game plan in place. Entering the game for W&J is the sophomore out of Thomas Jefferson High School, Michael Nguji. Goes to Jumo. Little flip kick from Carnegie Mellon. It's won by Aiden Marks. Bowser ends up with it. Bowser gets it into the corner, using his speed to beat the defenders down there. The attempted cross goes way over the back net and out of bounds for a Carnegie Mellon goal kick. Under 2 minutes left in the first half. Pass over to Schoenwetter. Brendan Schoenwetter, to be specific.
Pressure.
Two Schoenwetter brothers on this team. Possession by Slackman, the goal scorer so far for CMU. Rips a hard pass into the zone intended for Zach Schoenwetter, but it goes out of
1 minute
bounds.
remaining. 1 minute
Bulldozer
remaining.
will get a goal kick as we are now under 1 minute remaining in the first half. Jacob Lee passes one downfield. Carnegie Mellon looks like they're just going to take some air out of the ball for now and just slow it down and wait for one last rush. Slackman drops it back. Campine gets it all the way down into W&J's zone. Charlie Boldosser gives
10,
it up to Jacob
9,
Lee.
8, 7,
And Lee,
6,
a long pass
5,
downfield.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And that will end the first half. Carnegie Mellon leads the W&J Presidents 1-0. And we will be back in 10 minutes. Carnegie Mellon will have possession to begin the half as the Presidents head to their positions. looks like a change at keeper for W&J. Bulldosser exits the game at halftime and makes way for the freshman keeper out of Arlington, Virginia, Graham Ewert. Carnegie Mellon starts the half, gives away the ball to Kevin Monge. Monge takes it right back. An immediate threat at the new keeper, Ewert. Lee gets it upfield towards McKinley Joseph. That'll exit playing surface off the foot of Brendan Schonwetter. The throw-in goes towards Schlingerman. Young makes an attempt to clear it. Lamago couldn't get it over, but it hits off of a tartan and goes out of bounds. Will be thrown in by Metzler. Battled for and out of bounds off of the Presidents. Schlingerman crosses. Pass goes to Caracas. Gets it forward to Gogol, who gets a poor touch on the ball. And the Carnegie Mellon defense will look to push it forward. It's given up. Gogol then trips, and they will call the infraction on Alejandro Fernandez of Carnegie Mellon. Lee flips it into the box, but immediately exited. Lee will look to put it in there again, but Carnegie Mellon clears it completely. That ball will roll all the way out of bounds. W&J has possession deep in their own zone. Ewert has possession. He dumps it off to Lee. Lee gets it down the sideline to Gogol, and it is called dead. A throw-in for Carnegie Mellon. Pass goes up to Vertal. Kick tries to go through. Lamago makes a nice play on it, but Carnegie Mellon keeps possession. Rabone has possession in the box. They dump it back. That's Fung, tries to get it in. Ewert goes out and grabs it himself. Nice job by Graham Ewert. That's going to be the key for the freshman keeper, playing with authority and knowing whenever that ball enters the box that is his box. Pass. Ewert comes all the way out. Nice slide tackle to kick it away. Looked like that may have been offsides. Jacob Lee is contesting that he was, but no call there from the official. It appeared like the offensive player for Carnegie Mellon may have had a step or two. Carnegie Mellon has possession. Pass goes over to Fung. Fung rips one into the blocks, but too much pepper on that one as it goes all the way out of bounds. Nice hustle from the ball boy, Sam Stewart. Sam Stewart, be remiss if I didn't shout out his podcast that he runs here on campus. He just hosted an episode with some of the members of the women's soccer team. His podcast is called The Present Tense, and anyone should check it out. Jacob Lee fights for it, hits the turf. That's Caracas who won possession of it into the W&J box. The shot is wide of the net. Ewert moving quickly to get his goal kick out. Carnegie Mellon initially wins possession, but it is then won by Jacob Lee. McKinley Joseph has it now, passes it up to Parker Wyatt. That ball's out of bounds. They will say off of the Presidents. Monji tries to flip it over, but it's won back by the Tartans. Fung tries to get it past, but it is won. Gogol crosses over to McKinley Joseph, but a little too much past him. Joseph tries to possess it down the sideline. Wyatt then passes it back to Lamago, who then, following that, gives it to Young. Lee carries it, got a lot of room, gives it up to Metzler, who passes inside to Monji. Monji in the middle to McKinley Joseph, gives it away to Bowser. Sophomore Bowser drops it all the way, or drops it back to Lamago. Fought for it by Gogol. Mellon drops it back, but Young blasts it onto the baseball field. Carnegie Mellon will get possession. Little flick over. Jacob Lee clears it. Fought for, and that will be offsides. And a second whistle as they will. Lee shoved the man. The Presidents will get the free kick off of the offside. We will see if the official will give Jacob Lee a card. Appears he will just give him a talking to for now. Didn't appear to be any malicious intent behind that one. Carnegie Mellon's head coach, Brandon Bowman, contends that there was no card given, and play will resume. Lee gives it up to Cole Young. Young gives it away to Wyatt. Wyatt tries to get it to Joseph, but pass past him. The kick goes a little long and will roll all the way out of bounds. Ewert will have the goal kick. Carnegie Mellon leads 1-0 in this game, but it hasn't been their best offensive effort. Some sloppy mistakes once they've gotten into W&J's zone. CMU tries to possess, but goes out of bounds off the foot of Nathan Lamago. CMU possesses. Ball into the box. Rabone has possession, and they're going to call McKinley Joseph for the shove from behind. That will be a free kick. And Joseph will be given a yellow card. W&J's line in front of the kicker is going to be walked all the way back to proper 10 yards. It will be Rabone taking the free kick. Kick is over the net, the direct kick, and Ewert doesn't really have to move on that one.
Let's go, White!
W&J avoids making a huge mistake there. Lee carries up, passes it up the sideline to Metzler, who gives it away, but right to a CMU defender. The ball is kicked into the stands. And the athletic director, Scott McGinnis, will give it back to the ball boy.
That'll be us! Win it, White!
Ball is battled for between Metzler and Fernandez. Fernandez will carry it. He will give it away to Vertal. Ethan Vertal kicks it upfield. Jimmy Gogol gets a foot on it. Slips and falls, but gets back up and wins it back. Gogol makes a nice move. Tries to cross it into the zone, but it will be out of bounds. But that will be a corner kick for W&J. The first push downfield for the W&J offense of the second half. I'd say it's very important for them to get one on the net here. Get it deep down into Carnegie Mellon's territory for the first time in the half. White jerseys all at the top of the box. Now they run in, and Carnegie Mellon immediately clears it out. Lamago tries to pop it into the box. McKinley Joseph almost wins it initially, but save is made by the keeper, Ryan. They're going to say the ball was out of bounds. Goal kick for Liam Ryan. Jacob Lee, the pass from CMU goes directly to Lee.
To it!
Joseph fights for it in midfield, and it is won by CMU. That is Fernandez. Good ball movement from the Tartans. They take it into the box. A pass whiffed on by the first man. Ewert comes up, but defensive clear as the Presidents veto that offensive scoring chance. Bowser possesses it for a second. CMU takes it back. Fernandez dumps it off. W&J possesses in the corner. A tackle from Lee goes out of bounds, and that would be a W&J throw-in. Little over 13 minutes into this second half. Carnegie Mellon still leads 1-0 over W&J. Monji pressures. That's Campine. He dumped it all the way back to Ryan. Coit gives it up. Pops it. That's Gannon Ryan. And that will go out of bounds off of Ryan.
Go, White! Pick it up!
Shannon Ryan, the junior out of McAllisterville, Pennsylvania. Jacob Lee, nice steal. He's playing a very nice game to this point. Substitution for Carnegie Mellon. Kourakis exits the game. That will be the man who's on the assist of the Cadena goal. Jake Slackman. Out of the game is Cole Young. He limps off the field, quickly limping off the field. Entering the game for him is number 22, Brady Voklovic, a freshman out of Bethlehem, PA.
Let's go, White! No quit, boys, no quit!
Clock stoppage here is 30 minutes and 5 seconds remain in the first half, or the second half. Right now, the Presidents are looking to avoid falling under 500 so far on into the season. Flynn drops it back to his center backs. Passed around. Kicked up to Fernandez. Bowser pressures Fernandez. Fernandez keeps possession as he splits two Presidents. Fernandez gets it up, but puts a little too much pepper on that, but it is kept in bounds. Mellon possesses the ball in the box. The shot is saved by Ewart. A nice play by Graham Ewart. And that will go out of bounds. It appeared off of a Carnegie Mellon offensive player. They're going to say it went out prior to that. And it will be a corner for Carnegie Mellon. Tartan's looking to move quickly here. The corner is a little far, and that will roll all the way out of bounds. That'll be a goal kick for the Presidents. A third of the way through the second half. Jacob Lee possesses in his own zone, gives it away to Ewart, the keeper. Ewart, first 17 minutes he's been in this game, he's done a very nice job. Pass goes to Fernandez. Vertal ripped it a little too hard. Joseph passes forward. That's Wyatt. Tries to possess, and it will. The Carnegie Mellon player will be penalized. That's Brendan Flynn. Be called. W&J takes possession. The free kick goes directly to Tartan. That's been happening quite a bit off of these free kicks and goal kicks. Carnegie Mellon's winning them directly. Vertal takes it deep into the box and just smokes one into the parking lot. That's a very tough angle.
Let's go, White!
And that was a bit of a wayward shot. Ewart gets it out to his man, Metzler. And the ball ends up on the Carnegie Mellon bench. They're looking to move quickly off the throw-in. Lamago kicks it out. And the field official is going to call for a substitution. Vertal exits the game. Answering for him is number 11, Zach Schoenwetter. A throw-in for CMU. Fernandez moves it around. He's moving backwards. Flynn gives it away to Fernandez. Ball ends up back at the feet of Flynn. Cross into the zone. Schoenwetter, and it is saved. That was another shot from Matt Cadena. He was the goal scorer earlier. Ripped one on goal there, but a nice save by Graham Ewert. Joseph gets a foot on it. Touch comes off a little hot. Ends up back with CMU. Jacob Lee steps into the passing lane. An offensive rush here. Wyatt takes it forward. The pass goes to Carnegie Mellon, but the defender kicks it out. And that will be a corner kick for W&J, so another opportunity here. W&J's play off a corner is to go from
Come on, White, get ahead on
the
it.
edge of the box and work in as the kick comes in. Or at least it was earlier, as they will fill the box now. The kick goes to Lee, who pops one into the box, and it will be saved by Ryan. So the first shot on goal for W&J. First save made by Liam Ryan. Under 24 and a half minutes remain in the game. Cross goes off of Jacob Lee. Shot ripped. And it will be, they're going to say the shot was tipped off of a W&J defender. That's what it looked like. So CMU will be given a corner kick. Corner kick for CMU is punched out by Ewert.
Go get it!
Gannon Ryan loses possession off of the pass from Bowser. Ball goes out of bounds. Substitutions will be made. That's Christian Jumo, Michael Nguji coming into the game. Kinley Joseph will exit, as will Parker Wyatt. The throw-in came in and then ended up out of bounds, so it will be given to CMU. Pass into the zone, ends up in the midst of Graham Ewert, as we are now over halfway through the second half of play. Ewert just a small roll over to Jacob Lee, gives it to Bowser. Bowser makes a nice play. Bowser has some real speed to get around defenders in the midfield. Shot ripped by Carnegie Mellon is a goal. That is Fernandez, Alejandro Fernandez from Madrid, Spain, scores a goal. He was all by his lonesome in the middle of the field
Starting
from
goal
about
by number
25
20,
yards out.
Alejandro Fernandez.
He ripped that one into the back of the net, past the diving Graham Ewart, and the Tartans take a 2-0 lead.
Come on, White, let's get one back, boys. Let's go. Alive.
Bowser puts on the brakes, play some defense there. Carnegie Mellon, another goal scoring opportunity, ends up between the legs of Graham Ewart as he picks it up. Lee crosses over. Blasts one down the far sideline, but taken away by Carnegie Mellon. That's been the story of the game, taken away by Carnegie Mellon in the midfield. Monji exits the game. That's Aiden Marks substituting in for him. Hits the foot of Jumo, but they will drop it all the way back to the keeper, Ryan. Jumo pressures the kick from Ryan. Settled by Henry Hawthorne. He gets it forward. Sean Wetter. Sean Wetter makes a move. Gets it to Rabone. Back to Sean Wetter. Had an opening in the box. Shot from Slackman is saved by Ewart. And cleared for a second, but it's back in possession of Carnegie Mellon. The cross goes into the zone. Nguji gets his head on it. Shot ripped again from Slackman, and another save from Graham Ewart. And appears to be an injured president. I believe that is Jacob Lee. Play will be whistled dead, and we will take a short break. Jacob Lee walks off the field under his own power. That is now 3 W&J starting defenders from the beginning of the season that are not in this game due to injury. Jay Sama was injured in the victory over Hiram. Romero exited earlier, and now Jacob Lee will exit the game. So W&J is going to have to dig deep into their bench to fill out that defensive back line. So far, though, that's not been the problem of the Presidents. It's been the offense letting them down. As W&J will look to avoid being shut out for the 3rd time this season. into the game is Owen Rollins, a freshman midfielder out of Hazel Township, Pennsylvania. Bowser tries to get it past. Ball ends up at the foot of Slackman, who rips another shot, and it's way wide of the net. Bowser avoids making a critical mistake there.
Come on, White.
Metzler tries to pop it out. Gogol can't win it, but it'll go all the way back to Graham Ewart. Bowser takes possession, but for a second, but CMU takes it right back. Pass goes through between the legs of the W&J defender. Little flick kick. Or to Cadena, excuse me. Hawthorne flips it over. Ball's now dropped back to Horweller. And they drop it all the way back to Campine. They kick it forward. And the shot is way off. W&J's defense kind of getting tired, as you can see. Stretched thin at the position now. And it's becoming a lot more squishy as Carnegie Mellon has found the consistent ability to get down into W&J's zone and get some shots. Carnegie Mellon has almost 6 times as many shots as W&J is. They have 23 shots with compared to W&J's 4, and CMU also has 12 shots on goal compared to W&J's 2. Two of those shots on goal have found the back of the net. Certainly neither goal can be blamed on either of the keepers, Boldosser or Ewart, as they have done a good job in their own rights, keeping a lot of other shots from getting through. Kick one into the box, and it is cleared. Corner kick coming up for the Tartans. A little over 15 minutes remain in the game. Carnegie Mellon looking for their 4th team shutout. And it finds the back of the net. Ball bounced around a couple times, and it found the foot of Dominic Weiler, who put it into the back of the net. After almost 75 minutes of play, 2 defensive injuries, the W&J defense is starting to crack.
Number 26, Dominic Horweiler.
Certainly does not help with the offensive inability to possess the ball, as they immediately give it up to CMU. Carnegie Mellon passes it around. The kick goes towards the net, but out of bounds. Ewert will pick it up and take the goal kick. After hanging with Carnegie Mellon for pretty much the entire first half, W&J has started to fall apart here as we are over two-thirds through the second half. Gucci fights for it, but Carnegie Mellon comes out with possession. Kick from Horweiler as he drops it back to Slingerman. Carnegie Mellon passing it around, playing some keep away. Marks comes up, pressures the pass. Carnegie Mellon is content with just passing it around along the back. They move it forward now. Pass goes through, and it is Slackman is unable to control it as it ends up out of bounds. Keeper Ewert blasts one out. Gucci couldn't get a foot on it, and it rolls out of bounds. Ball goes out of bounds. That'll be a W&J throw-in. For Carnegie Mellon, if the score holds, they will move up near the top 10 in goal scoring average, as they currently stand at 16th in the nation in Division III. Pop back to the keeper, gets his mitts on it. Not a busy day for Ryan, who only has 2 saves. You have to applaud this Carnegie Mellon team. Presidents have fought really hard so far in this game. Just Carnegie Mellon, very deep unit, and they just have not let up. Ball goes out of bounds off of the foot of a President, and the Tartans will have a corner kick. Carnegie Mellon has not been afraid to make a lot of substitutions in this game. Eight players from the bench have gotten involved. Likewise for W&J. But with a few injuries, they've kind of had to do that out of necessity. As the ball ends up out of bounds, W&J will have a goal kick. 10.5 minutes remain. Jumo battles for it. Slide. And nice play from Henry Hawthorne to take possession away from the Presidents. That was a great defensive play there. Nice tackle he made on Christian Jumo. Pass gets through. Kicks it in. Slackman had a step, but a nice play by Graham Ewert to come out and clear that himself.
Come on, White.
In this second half, you have to really applaud the effort from Graham Ewert. He's really controlled the box. Just a couple really good plays from Carnegie Mellon to get the ball into the back of the net. You have to really credit the W&J defense for battling here. It's tough to play. You got to play complementary, as in with most sports. It's hard to play defense for an entire game when the vast majority of it has been in your own zone. Ball ends up in the glove of Ewart. He'll blast one all the way downfield. Ryan will settle it, and he will be content with just letting the seconds tick away. A little over 8 minutes remaining. Logan Ryan standing still like a statue, and he'll pick it up after Jumo pressured it. Carnegie Mellon blasts one downfield. Good defensive play. Stop the rush, but Tartans will keep possession on the throw-in. Carnegie Mellon's going to drop it back to midfield. They'll play a little keep away here. That ball is smacked into the box by Coyd. It goes out of bounds. You will have a goal kick. Substitutions for W&J: Ethan Bowser, Michael Nguji, and Christian Jumo all exit the game. Jimmy Gogol comes in, as does Jacob Lee, that is Kevin Monge. Gogol had a little more room than he thought, gives it away to Carnegie Mellon. Carnegie Mellon passing it around. Keep away from W&J as Carnegie Mellon keeps passing it around. This was a Carnegie Mellon team that last year went 11-5-1, and in a home game against W&J last year, that game ended 3-0. So we're looking at a repeat in history. .5:15 remain in the second half. Carnegie Mellon passes it around.
Let's get one, boys.
Last year, Tartans were bounced in the first round of the NCAA tournament. They get one up into the W&J box. It'll be picked up by Ewart as they quash that effort. Aditya Kiran in the game for W&J. Carnegie Mellon will reverse it. Once again, playing a game of keep away. long pass goes out of bounds. That's going to be a throw-in for W&J. Ball gets popped out. Lamago clears it. Kieran backed away. Gogol goes up towards midfield. CMU with possession. Carnegie Mellon leads 3-0. 3 minutes remain in the ball game. Good run from Carnegie Mellon, but it is cleared out for a minute, but no one there for W&J. Carnegie Mellon wins possession right back. Chris Lee tries to knife his way through the zone. Good cross into the middle. There was no one between the Carnegie Mellon offensive forward and the net other than Graham Ewart, but a poor pass. Monji gets held at midfield, and that will be a free kick for the Presidents as they look to get on the board and avoid their third shutout of the season.
Let's go, White!
Shot attempted by W&J player goes wide of the net. The keeper Ryan has it at his feet. Henry Hawthorne possesses. And in this last minute of the play, it appears Carnegie Mellon will just try to take the air out of the ball. W&J pressures, though, and they blast one down the sideline. Jake Cavan has a couple steps. Takes it into the box. And fought for between Metzler. Gets another one, tries to rip a shot. Joseph steps in the way, and the second shot from CMU is wide of the net. So just 20 seconds remain in this one as Carnegie Mellon will move to 4-1 on the season. W&J moves to 1 win, 2 losses, and a tie.
6, 5,
getting shut out in all 3 games
2,
that
1.
have not been won. A dominant effort from CMU as they repeat last year's victory over W&J. A 3-0 win for the Tartans. This has been a broadcast of the PAC Digital Network. I am Jack Sacco signing off from Alexandre Stadium. Good night.